Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 44 PRX. You guys have asked me about this as soon as they announced it. It's $300, which is a little bit more expensive than the normal 44. It's supposed to be better. We are going to find out where this actually belongs. S, A, B, C, D, F. This is the day. $300, is it actually worth it from 44? To figure it all out, we're gonna be starting with first impressions. So this is the new 44. Zach, you're gonna hold that thing for now. This is the like classic 44. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of the best 44s that you can order. Like you can order a 44 and it's a B tier. Sometimes you order it's a C. Sometimes you order and it's a D. This one is super solid. This would be like a B tier 44. So surely with this being more expensive, it should be either comparable to this or hopefully better. $300, more like $230. Side note for everybody watching, 44s does like sales all the time. Take advantage of a sale. Don't buy a 44 for the normal price. Any holiday whatsoever, there's a sale. So just wait for a holiday. Thoughts?
Obviously in here, super thin, like oddly thin.
We're gonna be talking about that heel later because it's weird. Of course, we have to rank this thing by looks. Out of 5, ready, set, go.
3.5.
4.
Nice. I designed it. I didn't remember designing it, but I designed it.
What's yours?
Probably a 3. I don't like it that much. There is some like right here, this black, this is actually suede.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good touch. That's a good touch. The cheeks, kind of like that. I will say my favorite part about the glove is easily the little bit of pink on here. 44, this tag, like this is becoming popular. I'm a big fan. I think it looks sick. Let's go play catch. We need to figure out if this thing's comfortable and of course a pop test. One thing I want to point out about this thing, I broke it in traditional and the break-in was like super standard, easy, like normal. Something I noticed while breaking it in, the leather absolutely feels nicer. It feels super high quality. These fingers feel great. They feel like a high quality glove. In your average 44, when you feel it, that's not the takeaway. It doesn't feel that good. Okay, I will say, here's a quick little like example. It is broken. Like it's broken in quite a bit, okay? Definitely has like a solid pocket. Yeah, I'm sticking the pocket like every time. I'm wearing a traditional. I feel like I have a good feel for the ball. We have to rate comfort. This is a tough one. The glove is absolutely like pretty dang comfortable, but I'm learning early on that this glove is shaped very, very weirdly. So when you close it, it feels like this is just closing to the side and the fingers don't move. So the thumb just goes like this. I cannot stress this enough. The heel is a 0 out of 10. Like some people like a thin heel, I get that, but this is literally nothing. It is one piece of leather right here and then a piece of leather right here. There's nothing right here. So it just like, it feels really, really, really cheap and non-professional. It feels bad. But it's weird because 44 is claiming this as part of why it makes it good. Here's a quick picture of 44's like highlights of the PRX. One of the things that's in here is that it's like this weird performance-based 0 heel pad. I don't fully understand it. I think it's totally just made up. I think they want their gloves to be easier to break in, which means if you just take out the heel pad, it'll close easier. But now it's like uneven because this is stiff and high quality and this is like cheap and thin. So comfort is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, comfort's pretty bad. Justin just shared great input. Say that again.
The hand feel is definitely nice on this glove. You put your hand in there and the thumb's just like pillowy. The finger stalls feel nice, but as soon as you start like closing the glove and feeling it that way, goes downhill quick.
Yeah, it just declines.
Yeah, real quick.
Everything else is comfortable. The liner feels great. The leather on this feels great. Once you close it, you go, ooh. Let's try 2 in the pinky, see if it's any better. In all seriousness, you guys like love 44 reviews, so of course we had to make it happen. I got the PRX as fast as I could, but I want to highlight that I actually ordered under like a hidden name. So like they didn't know that this was for Ball Glove King, which is huge because otherwise they could just send us like a really, really solid, great glove. This is like the average glove that you guys can order. Officially 2 in the pinky.
Way better?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Oh my gosh, it feels like a million times better, 2 in the pinky. Like a million times better. For some reason, it's really easy to ignore this like weird heel when you go 2 in the pinky. This is weird.
I think it's because when you close 2 in the pinky, your heel isn't collapsing.
Yeah, I think you're right. When you close 2 in the pinky, like look at the heel. It doesn't close when I go 2 in the pinky. Ready? This is traditional. Look how it's scrunching up. Like, that's why it feels so cheap and ugly when you're wearing it traditional. And then you go to in the pinky and it can be like ignored now. Going traditional and then playing catch, comfort was like a 2 out of 5 because it's really awkward feeling. And then going 2 in the pinky here, it's way more comparable to just like any other glove. And like we said, the inside is really comfortable. So now it's back up to that, like at least a 3.5 for comfort. We're gonna let Justin play catch. I'll like skip to Justin's answer right now.
Yeah, it's just a night and day difference. 2 in the pinky, not even close. Traditional, it feels, I would say terrible. I wouldn't even give it a 2. I would probably say that's like a 1 out of 5. Your middle finger is on this ball and it feels terrible. 2 in the pinky brings it over in the pocket, feels good. That's like a 3.5, 4 out of 5 like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Huge difference.
Because your middle finger being awkward and touching the ball, now it's your index finger barely
which feels
touching the
normal.
ball, and it feels normal. It feels awesome.
Feels like, oh yeah.
In the end, I would say it's generous to give it a 2 out of 5 traditional, and then a 3.5 out of 5 borderline 4 for 2 in the pinky.
Definitely.
That's solid. That's so weird, dude. What a weird glove already. Ladies and gentlemen, we almost forgot. We gotta do a pop test. We'll do it quick. Let's do it. Hail to the Pop King! Sorry. Everybody bow down. This just got very official. Every glove should have some good pop. So this is the Pop King as of now. This might have been a waste of money. Zach's been obsessed with golfing. We're gonna be using his ears for the pop test, so.
Loud noises!
Zach has highly trained ears. He's gonna be deciding which glove is actually factually louder.
Okay.
I need you close and personal. This is the Pop King. We're starting with it. All gloves are 2 in the pinky right here. That's good. All right, the 44 PRX. Can it trump the Pop King? Probably not.
That was louder, way louder. First one, way louder.
That hurt my ears. What? I'm never right, dude. I swear, I'm just never right. That was medium. Even that might have been louder.
Yeah.
One more with each, and then you have to make the decision. Don't show the shrug.
First one you caught with that was way louder than any of the ones with that. I'm gonna.
It can't even last one video.
Never.
Do we all agree that was way louder?
It was way louder. So just to be very clear, we chose to compare it to another 44 because 44 is just known for customized gloves. By the end of this video, I'm gonna help you decide if you should be getting this one or this one if you want a custom glove. As always, the consistency from 44 is really sketchy. So always be wary. 2 in the pinky versus traditional. What's better? It's like a super narrow heel. Okay, stop the video because I realized if you watch this entire video and just pay attention to the glove, you'll notice it looks really awkward and narrow pretty often. If I'm not intentionally holding it out wide like this, the glove looks pretty dang ugly. Just pay attention, trust me, you'll notice it. Really, all I'm feeling is what I felt while I was playing catch. It just feels awkward and weird in the heel. I can get away with it. You could totally get this and not care that much about it, but compared to other gloves, it feels bad. For 2 in the pinky has pretty good feel. There's no world where I would choose to go traditional on a 11 1/4, 11 1/2, 11.75, 12 inches. I don't care. I'm going 2 in the pinky on any of those sizes because I still have feel for the ball. We are officially going 2 in the pinky for the rest of this review, and I highly recommend if you get this glove, go 2 in the pinky, nothing else. Also, I think I failed to mention, this is only an infield glove and only an eye wet. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but that's what they said. It's like specifically $300 infield 44. That's it. iWeb only. Guys, we are officially in the shape segment. We need to decide how deep or shallow the pocket is, what transfers are like, and whatnot. we're gonna throw some double plays around and just kind of have fun with it. Something that is super helpful is knowing how deep this pocket actually is. 2 in the pinky, let's go. Oh, you couldn't see it, but it was a perfect little toss. We always have to test glove flips. That's so good. That's the ball you just dream of when there's a guy on first. Not gonna lie, transfers feel pretty good. All right, I need to test pocket depth right here. That was a bad example. One more. Here, ready? Here's my honest input. For wearing it 2 in the pinky and an eye web, which often tend to be kind of deep, the pocket depth is like super standard. Like I still have feel for the ball with my index finger in the middle finger slot, which means it's not that deep. Money. Yeah, it has just enough of like a roll to it. It does flip out pretty dang well. And again, having that extra feel feels great. No! Oh, I didn't even have to close the glove on that one. It actually does feel really good. Yeah, they feel really good. You can't just do that with like every single glove. A lot of gloves, I would have looked really stupid because it would have just like gone somewhere wild. 2 more, then I'm actually gonna take a couple with the American 44. That felt really good. Dude, those are so money. Those were like, what's your take on those?
Oh, I mean, they're nice. These are the best flips I've got.
Yeah, better than the ice cream glove, and I really like the flips on that thing. For the sake of comparing these gloves, I just need to take a couple. Zach, can you just hit them like to me, and I'm gonna feed Justin. This just feels like a 44. You know what I mean? This just feels like a 44. It feels like a nicer 44. Whereas when I'm going 2 in the pinky with this, I'm kind of forgetting that I'm using a 44. The fingers and the leather do feel really solid. I don't love the shape. I don't love that heel pad, but I would just confidently say it's like more enjoyable. Again, feels like a 44, overly stiff leather with like a construction pattern. Whereas like, I think the leather is making just enough of a difference to where I'm like, truly enjoying this thing. We officially need to actually rate this for transfers and flips. This is based off of 2 in the pinky. Transfers. 4 is like that next step up. Like it's just gotta be like amazing. It felt really, really solid, but this is so narrow that it makes the glove feel weird. During transfers, when I go in right here to right here, it's so narrow that like I hit my hand on it going in and out in like weird, awkward little ways, very small ways. But that's why it can't be a 4, because everything else felt really good. So it's a 3.5 for sure for transfers. Glove flips, I would honestly say the video evidence of just flipping around, it felt money. Justin, what's your take really quick on glove flips?
Great. Everything you fed me was just money.
It was money, and it was money like height-wise too. Oh, yeah. The glove helped a ton. It's not like I'm really good at glove flips. I'm just a dude out here. 4 out of 5 for glove flips. I love glove flips, so thank you 44, that's awesome. Once again, guys, 2 in the pinky, not traditional. Now for the nitty-gritty part of talking about like the shape, the construction, what's actually in this glove, we gotta go talk, guys. I am gonna be hitting ground balls, but I wanna point out, I'm gonna put this into the tier system as soon as we're done with this segment. Trust me, it's worth waiting for. The tier system makes it really easy for you to understand if you should or shouldn't spend money on this. All right, first thing we need to talk about is just the leather. So, normal 44 leather is kip. This is also kip. This is a better version of kip. All right, I need to stop myself because that's not true. I said that the leather is like better, and I honestly, the more I think about it, I just don't think it is. I think the insides of the glove are what make it feel so much nicer. The leather itself is the same, maybe barely better. Anyway, back to the video. And then we have to get into laces. I'll just tell you right here, right now, these laces are very solid. They're not bad. They're a 3 out of 5. Laces don't need to be a 5 out of 5. As long as they don't break, your laces are gonna be good. Laces on the old 44, either the same thing or just barely a notch down. It's kind of harder to tell because these are just old and used. Probably my personal favorite thing to talk about is the actual insides of the glove. That was a pathetic round ball. I went pro stiff on this 44 and it's like overly stiff, like somewhat hard to use. Some people still think this glove isn't broken in, but it is. It's just ridiculously stiff. This feels like a Heart of the Hide Pro Preferred, a HK, a Wilts. It feels like someone actually knew what they were doing when they made the fingers and the thumb and the pinky on this thing, okay? I actually like the materials they used, except for the lack of material in the heel. Again, I hate that, I don't like that. Some dad or some 12-year-old is like, oh, look at my glove closes, I can use it in game, but no. The glove might not actually be broken in yet back here, but it's closing right here. It's gonna lead to an awkward, bad break-in.
By the way, if you need help breaking in your glove or even reshaping it, I can help you. Just go to ballgloveking.com, fill out the custom break-in order, and we can do it for you. I promise you, we will turn your glove into royalty. And we just got in our Christmas boxes, and I am in love with them. Plus, I'll be choosing 10 orders and giving them a free, unreleased product of ours. Hopefully you like it. And you guys.
I cannot stress enough, every single glove is carefully broken in. There's not a set amount of time that we work on a glove. If a glove needs extra work, we are going to work on it extra. With that being said, let's go home and actually rank this glove. I forgot to film this fungo home run.
Fungo grind out.
So bad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the tier list. We need to rank these two 44s, but first, go ahead and pause the video right here. These are sample gloves so that you know what to expect from the tier list. But without further ado, we need to rank this 44. I mentioned that it's a B, but here's the problem. This specific 44 is a B, but that does not represent 44 as a whole. Let me explain. The average glove you get in from 44 Glove Co. is absolutely not as nice as this one. This is one of their best examples. The average is definitely a C. You can totally get ones that are D, C, or B. Not that often for B. But now the 44 PRX, what do we love and what do we hate? Let's talk about love first. I just cannot explain how much I loved glove flips with this thing. Absolutely legendary. Thank you 44, it was a blast. But the pattern itself is really solid. It's just slightly too narrow down here. I can live with that. The last thing I love is that it feels like a high quality glove. Like this is somewhat comparable to a Wilson, whereas before, 44 just was in a completely different world. This leads me straight into what I hate. The heel of this glove, the lack thereof a heel, makes this thing feel pathetic. When you have it traditional, it is just ugly, it feels bad, it collapses in on itself, and that's gonna lead straight to less durability in this glove. Second thing I hate, you can't wear it traditional. Loved it too in the pinky, traditional, no. Without further ado, the 44 PRX is a B. And should you get it over this 44? Probably only if you like 2 in the pinky. Otherwise, absolutely not. If you liked this video, YouTube thinks you're gonna like that video. It's also a great video, so you should probably trust YouTube.